Hey everybody, I'm Tom. I'm with Rural Recovery Talk. In today's 5-minute or less video, what we're going to discuss is how addiction affects everybody around us, and we're not just hurting ourselves. You see, as addicts and alcoholics, we tend to think that we're only harming ourselves and that there's nobody in our lives that is really being impacted by what we're doing, and that's so far from the truth. You see, chances are we all have friends, we all have family, we all have relatives, we have people that we interact with on a daily basis. We may have children, we may have mothers and fathers that are in our lives that we're impacting. And it's selfish for us as addicts and alcoholics to think that we're not harming anybody else but ourselves. And if you're a parent or a loved one and you have an addict son or daughter, it's also helpful for you to understand that you play a part in their addiction just as much as they do. So it kind of goes both ways. The addict and alcoholic will think, well, this is my problem, I have to deal with it. And the people that are involved in their life the most, mainly mothers and fathers, will say, well, they're the addict. What does this have to do with me? See, addiction, it affects the whole family dynamic. It affects everybody as a whole. And when we're able to recognize that and able to buy into the idea that we all play a part in so-and-so's addiction, when we're able to get to that point and understand that we all play a part, then it makes it a lot easier for us to address it. Because nobody is trying to pull the veil down and hide as if nothing is going on. See, I see a lot of times parents, what they'll do is they'll just kind of turn a blind eye and act as if nothing's even going on, when in fact their son or daughter is killing themselves through drugs and alcohol. And addicts and alcoholics do the same thing. They're so clueless as to how they're affecting the people around them that they're continuing to do what they're going to do and not even recognizing that they're affecting the people around them. And we also think, and I know this is true for myself, I thought that I was the only one that I was affecting and that nobody even knew really that I had a problem. I thought that I was this like master manipulator and nobody knew that I had some alcohol issue. When in fact everybody knew, and everybody was really scared about the situation that I was in, and they wanted me to get the help that I needed to get, but nobody really knew how to address me for multiple reasons. Lack of education, they don't know how to handle this situation, which is totally normal and happens all the time. But addiction as a whole, it affects everybody around them. So if you're an addict and you have family members and friends and relatives and loved ones, they're all being affected by your drug use or your alcoholism. And so don't act as if that's not taking place. You see, it's like a hurricane. I explain to parents all the time. You'll have an addict son or daughter, and the eye of the storm is like the most intense. And what happens is like there will be this like silence and things necessarily won't happen and things will kind of quiet down. But then all of a sudden, bam, you get hit with another outer band. And then things will kind of silence down. And, you'll have maybe a month or two where things aren't too bad. And then boom, another outer band comes. And so, but in those periods of silence is when parents and loved ones will think, oh, maybe he's getting better or she's getting better or whatever the case is, when in fact it's just, you have that outer band that's about to come again. So, it affects the families as a whole. We all need to recognize it. We need to understand that when we do recognize it, it's an opportunity for us to fix it. And there's multiple ways that we can do that. And I'll save that for another episode. But that is it for this 5 minute or less. go to realrecoverytalk.com. You'll find all the 5-minute or less videos there, or the audio there. And then YouTube, Facebook, these are going up daily. So do that, subscribe, share, do whatever you have to do. All right, later.